Hi, my name is James Knight, and this is for um, acceptable usage policy. I work as a full-time sub at Horizon Science Academy. Um, it's a network of charter schools throughout the Midwest, and to the left is what you will find is the original computer usage policy, and I actually adjusted that over here to the right. Over here to the left, the original one, you have about 19 points that are made about what you should or shouldn't do as far as computers. What I did over here to the right, you will notice the changes are in bold and they are in red. I kind of outlined these things and I put headings to make it more user-friendly so that it's easy to follow for parents. Another thing that I also added in the intro, I added the purpose of the acceptable use policy is to provide students, parents, and staff on using technology in a responsible way that enhances their education. So the first section that I kind of did was educational purpose. Here I wrote Horizon Science Academy has provided internet for educational purposes. That term educational purpose speaks to students using the internet doing one of the following. And at Horizon Science, students are able to use internet through classroom activities via laptops, also through career development for those who are in high school, and also through limited self-discovery activities, which I bought from Columbus Schools AUP. In the black, this is what they had in their original language. I also added some additional points. You will use the Horizon Science Network for educational career development activities and limited self-discovery activities. Under educational purpose, also put the use of the computer and a network for financial gain and for any commercial activities prohibited. This was in the original language. I moved it up to educational purpose, use of the computer and a network for political purposes prohibited. This is something that they had in their original language as well. But I moved it up and adjusted it, just tweaked it a bit. Student internet access. Students will have access to internet via classroom, library, or school computer labs. Students are allowed to use an individual email account provided the parent gives consent. In their original language, they actually said that students are not allowed to use private email accounts. Now, one of the things that, just for me teaching and leading some coursework there, one of the things I found is that it was very beneficial for students to be able to have access to their private accounts, because students would save documents, content there. So what I did was I added that students can use the individual email account provided the parent gives consent. So as one of my peers said in this class, one of the things that needs to happen is that there definitely needs to be more of a accountable system in place where when students and parents assign the agreement about the computer usage policy, that we as teachers and staff enforce this policy. Going down, I put unacceptable use of the internet. So there's a lot of language in the original about what is unacceptable. So what I did was I kind of categorized it to make it a little bit more user-friendly. So first, unacceptable use of the internet is personal safety. And so one of the things that I put is that you should never agree with someone, you should never agree to meet with someone you may have met online without the knowledge of your teacher and approval of a parent. Number two, you must disclose to your teacher or school official any message or content that is inappropriate in nature. And that's something that students kind of already do. And so, but it wasn't in the original language. So when students see curse words on the computer, they know to kind of point it out. And so I just wanted to make sure that that's something that's consistent. Next section, I put illegal activities. And so a lot of that was already listed in the original usage policy. I just kind of rearranged it and put bullet points there. Inappropriate language. These things are there, but I added you will not use the internet as a form or as an avenue to bully, harass, or engage in personal attacks while using the network. We have Chromebooks at our school, and I had to write some students up because one of the things about Google Docs is that if you can hack into a student's information, and you can sometimes you actually can record, and you can see students typing live and making adjustments and corrections and so forth. And students were using Google Docs to harass and bully classmates and to make fun of them. So this is something that is definitely offensive and just inappropriate behavior that we don't want to happen. Next thing that I added is copyright infringement. Copyrighted material may not be placed on the system without the author's permission, and no material should be placed on the system without permission of Horizon Science Academy Lorraine. Waiver of privacy. They had this in the original language, so I put that there. I also put here under the computer usage email accounts. Notice that electric mail email is not private. Those who operate the system have access to messages relating to or in support of illegal activities. Use for any such activities will be reported to authorities. Horizon Science Lorraine reserves the right to monitor all email transported on its network. And so, some short, sweet, 2.5 pages, something that parents can read, can understand, and then they can sign a waiver and bring it back. So I just kind of expanded a little bit. So that's my revised AUP for Horizon Science. This is James Knight signing off.